Hello, welcome to our show, Embracing Your Design for Midlife Transformation. The tagline, Come Alive to Impact More Lives. As a tiny habits coach, happy for no reason trainer, and a Gene Keys guide, I invite soulful professionals to have conversations related to their life experiences, businesses, human design charts, and hologenetic profiles based on gene keys and ancient I Ching. Enjoy our show. Hi, it's my honor to have my guest, Pratibha, Day, to come to today's show. And she has a lot of amazing past. We connect like a year, 2-3 years ago because the Facebook, she's growing her community, and I was her guest to do some interview. So today, let us just welcome my friend, Pratibha Day, to come here. And would you want to share with us what you do right now online as a coach?
Hi, everybody, and thanks, Pei-Ming. So right now, I'm transitioning from my education and mental health background as a counselor to coaching. And the reason being is because you can't avoid your calling. And prior to this coming about, I wasn't healed enough, to hold space for other people and coach for long or do workshops for long. So now I've really healed more and matured and come into that fruition of where I'm prepared to coach other people and evolved myself. So that's where I am today.
Watching over everybody's journey, and when I particularly interview people, I feel like I'm just open a book. Everybody has the book, a different chapter, and all the amazing journey. Or if you feel comfortable, today we talk about embracing your design for midlife transformation. Obviously, you are not there yet, but I can definitely see you actually transmuted so many different levels, like further advanced than the midlife people. So I'm so happy to have you here to share your journey. So in this conversation, we would love to hear your stories. Then we will share your profile based on your human design charts and Gene Keys profile. So first of all, let us hear about your story. Where were you born, and any particularly turning points in your life to shape who you are today?
Interesting. So many turning points. Yeah, so I was born in New Delhi, India, and I came to the States in 1999. So I was 6 years old when my family and myself migrated here. And I moved around a lot when I was a kid. I believe a lot of my free-spirited self and diversity, but cultures comes from traveling. And due to my trauma, I feel from childhood and onwards up to the age of 27, I was very careless, reckless, numb, unhealed. I had a lot of trauma that was unprocessed, and I also didn't have the guidance to process it, which led me into my pivot point is where my community Chai Together, a community started, and Chai Together YouTube, where I interviewed other people with their mental health journeys. And it actually stands for Courage, Hope, and Inspiration, and one journey at a time. So it's interesting you asked about journey, because this journey has been a really long one. And without even needing to get into the details of adversity, I feel that trauma has made me very resilient, like compassionate, confident. And when you go through a lot of trauma, you either can go up or you could go down. And I decided that I was going to make something of my life. And all of that experience worldwide has led me to become a coach today. And it's not a quick journey. You may see on social media people promoting and marketing that they're doing this. You can make this amount of money in this amount of time. But really, the soulful journey is something that goes at your own pace. It's not overnight. And you have to heal yourself first. So the pivotal point came in 2020, and I worked really hard and healed a lot of myself. And going into 2024 now,
the first step usually very not easy for us, right? Because we know there's something need to get cleaned up. We know there's something is not done, but it really takes us a huge jump and determination.
into that cleanup mood, right? Because we really got everything we need. We are born with all the freedom, joys, and all the goodies, but just through years by our filter, our perception about something about us, right, and cover all the good things. So just like we know there's a basement, a lot of stuff we don't want to see, and there's take a courage to turn on the lights, right, to see, whoa, they got so many things I need to do.
I definitely feel it was written like in my purpose, because when you go through trauma, you ask yourself why, and before mental health was even spoken about, you don't know, the pain is so unbearable that you don't know why God is putting you through that, at the time when you believe in God. And it actually made me lose hope in God or a higher power, because nobody would want me to suffer. I was, I feel I'm a kind person. I'm a good person. So the point is, yeah, like what leads to that is when you keep going through, once you go through big T, traumas, right? And you don't heal from that, and you don't get therapy, you don't get help and support, you lead into a dark hole of keep going through different trauma patterns with different people and getting yourself into bigger and bigger trouble, you would say. So when I had to experience a physical loss, in my life, to have that pivotal moment that Bob Proctor talks about, the emotional impact, like a 9/11, something really negative in my life had to happen for that to change. And that's what birthed, Chai Together community. And I didn't have a place to call home. I didn't have community. I didn't have good friends. And my therapist shared with me, why don't I start my own group community? And that's actually how it came about. But the name and the motivation was from within. Nobody inspired me to do it. I wanted to create something as an expression to heal, because it helps me heal when I tell my story and tell my truth. And I was silenced all of my life, as in I didn't have the confidence to share what happened to me. So I felt liberated when I was able to share that in 2020. And then I just spoke my truth and had no fear.
How beautiful that journey you describe, right? For your energy profile, you are a projector. For people understand human design, we have a 4 major type of the energy in the human population. Most of they are generator, like me. 70% they are generator. We are the doer. We're just grab it and get things done, and we waste a lot of energy. We create a lot of frustration because we don't really know what we are doing. But you are the projector. Projector actually is a future leader, because what they do, they project. They are actually can see other people's the behavior and very interesting study others. Other than we just kind of blind to do what other people want us to do. But projector is really the future organizer or manager, can manage the 70% of the generator to do their things need to do. So just like you said, you are helping women to align their purpose. That's your perfect spot for the projector. And the other 2 type is manifestor and reflector. But manifestor used to be very powerful, because they are the one can take initiation and change the whole society. So a lot of major leader, they are all manifestor. But their time has been a little bit shift right now, because we got more aware about we cannot really lead to just in one person's direction. We need to work together. And the other very kind and reflector is really just going to observe the whole thing. They don't have any defined energy center in their profile. So they can sense people. They can totally melt with other people. So they can see and feel the collective feeling. So they are the best evaluator for the society. For you, the projector, I believe in your journey, because with that projection, did you maybe mistaken some other people's view as yours, and you think that is reflecting you? I don't know whether you want to share something.
Oh my goodness. So before the pivotal point in 2020, before I told my truth and really stepped into who I was, I had a best friend of 8 years, like a sister to me. We did everything together. And that person's personality and what they wanted to do, I kind of just followed along like a yes person. And I didn't feel very comfortable or confident to really have a say. And I was manipulated. I realized later on that that was not a healthy friendship. So it has pros and cons, but totally that I would read something and think that, oh, that's also how I believe, but that's not true. Big time.
Well, it just for me too, when I start to understand those energy flowing inside my body, and I say, wow, because the open center, we have totally 9 different energy center based on the body graph. But when we have an open center, that means we are accepting the energy from our environments that can be coming from solar system, can coming from people, can coming from we just walking by in the supermarket, someone has something, he just put it into our body and we believe that's ours. And so that open center trainers to be experience somebody we are not. If you are okay, I would like to share with our audience that you have a head center, the heart center, and your sacral. They are all open.
Yes.
And projector, manifestor, and reflector, their sacral is all empty. So that depends, their consistent energy is coming from generator. And you think about, okay, so if I am with you, I'm grumpy, I'm angry, I have all the emotion, anger into my sacral, right? And you sit with me, then you are empty. Then you just absorb whatever I have in my sacral into your aura. Because what happened when we have open center, we amplify the energy we receive from somebody has defined center. And we also distort the information because we are not them.
Yeah, I do. And one thing I want to say is I've been protecting my energy. I stay away from any negativity. And if someone I come across, they are speaking negatively, I said, hey, you have to mind your language, in a polite way, that what we say has power. The more you speak about what you don't want, the more you're bringing it to life. So this is how you would say that, because I study a lot of Louise Hay. So definitely protecting my energy. And when it comes to creativity, I read every day. I have a lot of books and I do a lot of creative, artistic things and dance and yoga. And I'm always outside, usually every day in nature.
Based on what I learned, when we really exposed to very diverse situation or very confused, we don't understand, our body will create some strategies. In the beginning is protection, so we kind of block it out. But then later on, we become skillful, understand we don't need to block it, we just need to recognize it, and also maybe help them to raise up to our level, other than to push them away, right? But nature is never going to be a problem because they're just tuning with the universe, right? They always don't have an agenda like human usually do. They just want survival. They just want to do their job. The flower just need to bloom a certain time. You rarely see flower blooming the wrong time because they all follow, right? They all allowing the energy to activate them. So that's how we, as the complicated human being, use our mind to judge and to adjust our behavior. Sometimes it's overdone.
Yeah.
Right? The people with empty heart center, it's very tricky for the person, because what happened that usually if you're empty, if you're not aware, then your willpower would depend on somebody around you. That means if you associate the right person and they have this defined heart center and the willpower, their ego, like how they want to do, be very easy to manipulate you.
Yes.
Right. So I don't know whether you have a story like that.
I do. This is great timing to do this podcast because I've really healed a lot more since we last spoke.
Yeah.
So it's fascinating because this is all recent that I actually was trauma bonded to an ex-boyfriend of mine for what now? I think 15 years that I didn't even know was a trauma bond when people come back in to your life and leave and come back and leave. And that's not love. And I used to give grace and try to understand and all in the name of history and the love that was once had. I was easily manipulated to just believe the person's words, before. And then I realized and did a lot of studying and, therapies and things. And it clicked for me that that's a trauma bond. Before, I wasn't receptive and open to learning about the trauma bond more. And then when I did, I saw it for what it was, the reality I'm in, not for the fantasy or what could have been.
Yes, yes.
It's so true, because that did happen with me for a long time and not anymore.
Good news. Now you know.
Now
you
I
become
know.
a master about your willpower.
My
right?
willpower.
So you understand the boundary, you understand this is not my will. Yeah, the human design, it really just the energy flow. If we have a certain set, like the open center, closed center, doesn't mean we are just set for that. Because the good news is the universe is really love us. So every 6 days, they're going to shift it to a different gene keys, which will carry different information for us, so that we have a chance to make the open center become defined, and also connect to some kind of the channel, because they send in with the information based on the channel, the energy. So then we can be activated in a certain way every 6 days, and you will be, oh, I don't feel that way before, but because that information getting, and that's how the whole human design system is really. The body graph is in the middle. Then outside they got this astrology, the 12 horoscope archetype, right? Then the very out there is the 64 gates, or the archetype based on the ancient I Ching. So in that way, actually, it's kind of the directions and connection. So every 6 days they are moving. So like a year, we will go through all the 64 archetypes.
This is so exciting, because how I really stepped into my coaching was when I went to this holistic expo event about a week or two ago, and I was very popular there, and people thought I was a vendor, and if I had business cards, and so people were coming to me, and that really showed me something. But there was an elderly woman who, when I told her a bit of my story, she gave me this weird look, as in, why am I not fully coaching yet, or why am I not doing the business again, and that look she gave me, it made me realize, wow, some people are doing the one thing just at the older age, right? They just started, like you're saying, right? And for me, being 30 years young and having done all these different things, learning early on, thankfully. And when I thought about it, like, wow, like I'm so blessed to have this knowledge, and that I don't have to wait to coach. Like, people want coaching now. And it made me just see that what people see in me, because I was not seeing myself like here, how people were seeing me, because of maybe a bit of imposter syndrome. Like, I don't see how people see me online and things,
But I have to say, you are doing your right way. The projector, the right strategy is to be invited. So me and you, we are not initiator. Let the manufacturer initiate us, but you will be recognized by your talent. So you'll be invited. Can you coach me? Can you do this? So that is your right strategy. And for you, your inner authority is your emotion. So that give you actually, if someone coming to invite you to do something, don't say right away, yes, you need to slip on it a little bit. So let your emotion wave going down. Not to, like, when they are high there, we might need to jump into something we are overcommitted. But if we are calm and let the emotion go to the little ripple, not like a tsunami, then we can make much sound decision. It's just a lot of things we are programmed to be. Everybody need to take initiative. Everybody need to respond right away. Like, we are so enthusiastic, right? But if that enthusiasm not based on who we are, then I would say that's our learning curve. So the more we do the mistake early on, is better. All the things we don't like shadows, but as long as we can face them, then we start to see that are actually the blessing. So if I get your permission, I would like to share your life work. The key is 38. And you are the 5-1 people. The 5-1 plus your projector, you are the leader fixer. That means you can bring in a lot of practical solutions for people coming to ask for your opinions or guidance. Because 5, genetically, you just have the energy. Whenever you go, people will say, "Oh, she know the answer."
Yeah.
So like when you're young, even you're just shopping, people will come and say, "Do you know where to get this, that?" You know?
Yeah.
Did you have that?
Yes. I'm even if I'm not, I am a social person, but I am alone a lot when I go out and things. And people do feel comfortable coming to me. 3 ladies came to me for directions as soon as I got out of my car. I think my aura, right? My energy and my smile, just looking well. And that was actually my sign from God to coach women that day. I'd asked God, God, show me who I need to help and do I need to be working with them. And then when I got out of my car and I parked, they came up to me and I took that as a sign. Yes.
Yes. And you're combined with number 1, that is investigator. So other than just kind of, oh, I know the answer, but you did study yourself. You did go through your own experience and understand and bring the wisdom into your solutions. And then you offer people in kind of the leadership situation. And I think that is the perfect match with your profile. And 38 is we all coming with the default, which you shadow, right? That's how we program to be here, has our own cloud, so we can work through the cloud and get finally back home, right? So your cloud, when you are not really understand your life purpose here, will be struggling. You will be born with a lot of struggles, and those things is not to punish you, other than just give you the dosage so you can go through it and you can become wiser, right? Then you can offer your practical solutions for others have a similar situation. So that is your life work. You will go through a lot of struggle. But of course, when you have a lot of dosage challenges and stuff, you start to get kind of curious, like, why I have to do this? That's too much. And then you start to think about what the way I can get me out of this. So the evolution will start to like a ticking bomb in your mind. Say, well, I need to find a way out. So on that, you're the 39 key. You maybe feel like through the provocation, you can see yourself more. So the evolution is really go inner to maybe provoke yourself. Or maybe you don't like yourself or something. You just poke it until one day you'll say, no, I want to love myself more, right? So that's your evolution 39.
Because I just find people can be ignorant, and ignorant isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's just that you can gain more knowledge in that area, I feel. So I can provoke people that way through my knowledge and education and sharing it, and whether they receive it as and how I say it, I think it all depends.
This is so important. If we know provoking, we don't have triggers, we don't have discomfort, we cannot understand there's something we need to clean up, right? So that is really so important, because then you become not really just in the sake of provoking. You are having purpose for using
purpose.
Right? So when you purpose, you become dynamic. That means you can see the dance, provoke it, and you can see the change. And then say, oh, so that might be the way. So you keep doing that, then you can learn the pattern and how to do the powerful dance. So when you understand the game, then you be easier to shift to the other side, because the activation sequence in Gene Key is the doing and being. So the life work and evolution is based on our consciousness doing our job and get something done
Mhm.
like with our awareness. But the thing is for us to go to the other side and cover those design, which is like
Mhm.
very subconscious or unconscious into ourselves. Then in that two key, one is the radiance, the other is called like purpose. So
Mhm.
the radiance really, once you get evolution to love yourself more, you know, even promoting the purpose, you start to break through a lot of traumas or whatever trap in the basements, right? You start to turn on the lights more and you start to cleaning. So you go back
Wow.
to the radiance. Once you clean more and you start to see the light shining through you. And that key for you is the 57. So
Wow.
the 57 is very magic. The 57 is your intuition power. So you can like, oh, you got this more of the new awareness
Yeah.
about people because projectors really seeing other people because you are the leader for others.
Mhm.
So you may pay attention more about others suffering or they are struggling. Then you can relate because you've been through similar things.
I feel like a lot of everything is intertwined, and women who tend to have low self-esteem and have had family issues, and it's domestic violence, even if not romantic partner, because verbal, mental abuse, all these things are violence. So I feel like everybody's experienced to some extent, unless you have just like a perfect, upbringing, childhood. And I do day to day inspire people or provoke them to stretch their thinking. It's true. And a lot of people thank me also that I inspired them to change their job, and I do get told that, or tap into their talents, and I do get told that I'm like a manager. Anybody, how I carry myself and how I dress when I go outside. And I'm told I carry myself like a leader, and that I look, put together, that I will be, people think I'm a manager of the places I go to. Like one time I went to a restaurant, right? I was just going
Yeah.
outside to the restaurant, and
Mhm.
the ladies came up to me and asked me, like, if I was working there, and I said no, I'm just here to eat. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's true. All this stuff
Mhm.
is accurate, I
Yeah,
would say.
because you're number five, just like you sit there, people would just automatically think she got a solution, she can help me, I need to ask her. Even sometime maybe you're not ready,
Mhm.
but that actually become a fuel. Like when you be
Mm.
asked so many times, you say, maybe I
Yes.
should get ready for that, right? Because you
Yeah.
got invited so many times. And I think that actually make you radiant keys really the more you align with it, your health will be improved
Yes.
dramatically. So 57, you actually move on the unease. You're not ready, and people always think you are ready. So you will have this nervous and anxiety because you're not really feel you fit in with the role.
Mhm.
But because all the invitation, then also you become to grow yourself and you understand your power within, then you
Mhm.
can go up to become intuitive. I mean, you can choose the right path, not because your emotion, not because the desire
Mhm.
is really the calling within you, because you're totally intuitive about the energy. Then
Mhm.
finally you can have a pure, like very crystal clarity. So
Yeah.
that's the 57, the journey from your being. Once you have those growth, you start to understand your life purpose. So
Mhm.
your life purpose based on the gene keys you show is 51. Um, the 51, I also have that one too, is we all need a lot of shocks in our
Yeah.
life to grow. When we have all the shocks and unexpected events and we don't
Mhm.
like it, we are fight like a warrior.
Yeah.
We don't want that. But because that shocking and responding,
Mhm.
that dance, we start to flow to understand we can awake. From
Mm.
that shocking, we find out there is a purpose for that shocks, right? So we
Wow.
become awakening, whichever the path healthy. That's your purpose. You're through all the shots, through
It's
all the things.
I'm doing it. I just feel like
Yes.
I'm here. And I was telling you that I'm doing my soul called work, and every day I really take my time with anyone I coach, or I really think things through, and I don't go fast. It's not where I'm taking so many people, or I'm not stretching myself thin. I'm making sure I'm good, and then I can also help others. So it's not about numbers or a lot of people right now. It's more so aligning with this purpose. And I wanted to share that this book, Journey of the Soul. So like this is one of the books, and it's by an old traditionally it's from India, an Indian teacher and guru. So these books are before I was born, so I'm really looking I'm here, like everything you're saying, at this young age, and my life moves so fast, and I do so many different things every year, and you see me, that I feel I'm healing quickly. Like I'm not taking a lot of time or wasting time and staying in one place for too long.
Yeah. The world is shifting. We need more projectors to step into the leadership. So exciting for somebody like you, understand how to really integrate your experience and then become powerful tools to lead others and to coach. And because a lot of people really need some practical solutions to shift their life. I can definitely see you can fit in with a lot of roles, and then we can see how you bring all these good things to humanity, because we all need the shift in the mental health and also the trust about ourselves and the alignments. You just put all the things great together. So maybe you have a program or something you want to share with us, how you guide other people through their journey.
Sure. So I have not created a program yet. I will be creating a new calendar. So for October, I was doing complimentary sessions. So now that's going to come to a close after October. Then I'm going to create a new calendar. And you can find me on Chai Together. So that's ChaiTogether. Instagram, Facebook. You could find Pratibha Day on LinkedIn. So
yeah. Well, I mean, that is the way your flow with others. So you don't have a set program. That means someone coming with different set that you really customize about what they need.
I do. Thank you for saying that. I really take the time to work with each individual person for where they are and what they need. It's not a program like, in 90 days, you're going to be healed. And I already have a testimonial from, a client that in one session, she had a breakthrough with me that she never had in talking therapy. So actually, it's my soul's calling. It's my gift. It's not, I feel like you can be a therapist, yes, like clinically, like have a degree, but it may not be your soul's calling. You may not have that gift to really help people at the root. And I feel I have that naturally. So it's really about the results for me. But that was my reward when the person said that they had a breakthrough that they didn't have in therapy, and that's how I knew how powerful I am. Like it was a reminder how powerful I am.
The power is from our words, just like you said. If you say the right way, people can heal just in one section, because you're totally put the energy into your voice and also share from your heart area.
Since I've accepted this, it's people want my time and want, to have calls with me. And now it's like, okay, it's going to be a charge to that, because I don't have the capacity to just give freely, and people don't value free, as much as you want. So, and one last thing I want to say is that when it comes to taking your time and going at your own pace, like I said before, it's not about something happening overnight. It could be, okay, you build one client, you build two clients, practicality. So I've really honed into practical aspects of business after, knowing so many people and doing different programs, that how really life works is first you have to align within. You can take all these programs and things, but you have to really want it, and you really have to know what you're doing and why you're doing it, not just to build a business as a quote unquote, as a social media impact thing, but really from the soul. So I'm maturing.
So I really appreciate we have today's conversation. And I don't really need to promote you. I believe people will find you because you're number 5. So
Yeah.
all the social media, you just tie in chai together to find you.
Yeah, just try together on YouTube, my name, Pratibha Day. And I don't have a website just honestly, when you start, you don't need many things. You just need to be able to provide the product, and the product is within me. And so I really don't care for all those external things, even though they matter in marketing, all that will come. But right now I'm just focused on taking care of myself so I can help other people.
We can only help when we are healed and also we are ready to shine.
Yeah.
We don't have the basement still like dusty and dirty and smelly. We better to do that first. Then they go up, you know, the shiny house on the roof. I'm
Yeah.
inviting a lot of soulful professionals maybe once a week. So we're
Yeah.
going to subscribe to the channel and follow our guests because they are really the force of the humanity. We all work together to create a world, right? The new world with our compassion, love, and patience, and everything we need will be provided because our friendly universe is always watching us, right? Give us the information every 6 days. We need to grab it and use that and send our gratitude back to everything. So you don't limit yourself, oh, you're 70, 80, 60, while your body is not going well. This is not because you got punished. Maybe you need to change your lifestyle. Maybe you need to eat differently. Maybe you need to be happier. Everything can maybe make you shift to the next way you like, right? So I can see you have 90 years to help us here. So keep your good health.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I so appreciate you to be here to provoke others, to help others to align their life purpose and share your story with others.
Thank you.
Thank you.